Welcome to another Smokebox for BREALTV. I'm BREAL, aka Dr. Green Thumb, with my special guest, little brother in the house, Big Pooh and Phonte. What's cracking, bro?
Man? What's good, brother? What's happening?
Word up, man.
Yo, respect, man.
Let's get these bitches lit. We got some insane OG on some funky field tips provided by Dr. Green Thumb's dispensary in Los Angeles. Welcome, man.
Man, thank you. This is an honor, man. It's an honor. I got like so many rap nerd questions I want to ask, but I want you to get your thoughts off first.
Listen, we can go back and forth. That's what it's about.
Listen, man. Is it true y'all made Black Sunday in 2 weeks?
Close.
Okay.
It was like 3 weeks, 4 weeks in total, but like the first half of the album, the first bulk of it. Yeah, we got done in 2 weeks. It like the second half is where we flew Sendog. Muggs and myself, we went to New York to get away from the distractions of LA. People showing up at the studio, and so him and I for 2 weeks we're just nailing out songs. And then in that third week we had Sendog come and drop his parts and shit like that. And so yeah, we got it done in about 3.5 weeks.
That's dope, man.
Crazy.
That record, I remember going to see Juice and hearing how I could just kill a man and buying the soundtrack because I thought that was going to be on the soundtrack. But y'all had put Shoot 'Em Up on
Shoot 'Em Up on the soundtrack.
And that, man, listen, I played the hell out of that record. I love that song.
Yeah, it was one of my low-key favorites that didn't necessarily make an album, but, we sort of mash it up with Hand on the Pump now and then. But what's going on with you guys? I mean, I know you guys are putting out a new joint right now, and it's been some time. But how you feel about putting out new shit right now in this new climate?
Feel good, man. Just happy to be back. With my brother making music again.
Yeah.
So it ain't even about the climate, none of that. It's
just about the vibe.
Just the vibe, man.
Just being back with family.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's like been the craziest part. I mean, I think for us it's just the thing I'm so happy to see is that people stuck with us. Because, I mean, I'm sure y'all know, y'all been together.
Oh, yeah.
You have fans that may come in with you with album 1.
And then they flip.
Yeah, they might not be around for album 4 or 5. You know what I mean? So for us to have a break that we took and still, people still coming out to check us, that's just a humbling thing, man.
I mean, that's got to feel good. I mean, because y'all we're off 6 years or 8 years?
Shit, it was like 9. Damn near 10 whole years, bro.
Because that's a long time to not be, putting out shit and be connected to your fan base. And it's like you said, right? The fans that are there just for that first one, and then it's like the fair weather fans. They're there for the first one, and then they move on, and because they're onto this shit. Now everybody knows them, so
it's not a secret no more.
I think that is the biggest bullshit that used to happen in hip hop. That everybody likes them, so I don't like them no more. That is
not their dirty little secret.
Yeah, that is some fuck shit.
Yeah,
but what I am, what I do love is that you do have those core fans that are there. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers are actually, they waited for y'all to come back together, and they're excited about it. And to me, that's the money right there, because it's like, you go too long without doing shit, and they forget about you if it wasn't significant.
Right.
And obviously y'all were fucking mad significant.
Yeah, man. I mean, and we just been blessed that they allow our friends allow us to grow with them, or they grew with us rather, because again, it's some fans that they'll fall off on the sake of just you're not doing the same thing that you were doing when they first found you. But then it's just life happens, and you got some fans that's just like, yo, I got kids now, or I got married, I got real life shit, and they just don't have the time to invest in hip hop like they once did.
Yeah, when you're in your teens, you ain't got no job, you ain't got no responsibilities. You don't got no responsibilities, but to be a kid, go to school. So music and other shit athletics or other shit could be what your life is about. But when you grow up, right, and you
got
fucking,
other people to take
you
care
meet
of.
that chick, you might impregnate that chick, you
Yes,
might
you
have
will.
a family with that chick. You know what I'm saying? You might have some bills.
Man,
You know what I'm
lots
saying?
of fucking bills.
Life be lifing.
Life happens, and you know it's a crazy thing because I think a lot of those fans still love the music. It's just that they don't have the time to actually go out and seek it as we did when we were kids. So
Yeah.
I think that's a fucked up part of our game that record companies never got. But I think it's easier for us now as artists to actually know where to reach out to those people, because those were like the forgotten people for a while. As they get older, you know, life happens, like you said. They forget to market to those.
And that fan base is still there, and they still want to hear the music.
Yeah, 'cause
how did you guys go through that, man? Like with Cypress, like going from
we stood in their faces, man.
Really?
But I'll tell you what, we had a 6-year hiatus, you know, where we didn't put out any new music. And we were just doing shows. We stood out there by doing shows. We said, fuck it, we're going to take on the Grateful Dead theory, right? Which means like they go out and tour with no new music for, it was like 10, 15 years, I think, before they put out some single and shit, right? So we thought, you know what, we're going to be that in hip hop, you know, till we come with some new shit or we feel compelled to, or good enough about what we're putting down to put out there. We're just going to keep in their face by doing shows. And even for a time in that, we sort of like peeled back. I was out there playing paintball, you know, like fucking, I was out there competing in the paintball world, you know, and I sort of just disengaged. But I found that, you know, like if you don't go too far, if you don't stay away too long, they will fuck with you. And even if you do, depending on the work that you left behind, motherfuckers will get excited when they hear you're coming back.
Man, listen, bro. I remember touring with y'all, man. That was one of the first tours we did, and opening for y'all, man. Y'all crowd made us work for it. That shit was,
every night. I
love that shit, man. Like we would come out there, me and Pooh come out, and we're looking at the front row, and it's all just these like OG Mexican gangster motherfuckers, like with their arms closed, just
crazy up,
looking, just tatted, just looking like nothing. And so we like, all right, fuck it. So we do our show, but by the end of every night,
you won them over.
They had them. They was like,
and that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. So many artists don't get that. You know, they get discouraged by seeing some shit like that, so they just sort of go through the motions to get the fucking shit over with and get off, instead of saying, you know what, I gotta win.
Nah, you gotta work for it. And for me, it was just a thing, because again, man, like I remember spending my little $10 from taking out trash or whatever, like as a kid, and buying y'all's first tape, just on the strength of, you know, I mean, like I heard just Killer Man in Juice, and I saw the video, and I remember seeing the joint in it was a record store up the street from me called Tracks,
right?
And so they had it on like one of the little end caps, and I was just like, I'm gonna just buy it. And man, when I tell you, that album fucked me up, dude. Like that first record, man. I mean, all like the first there. And I want to ask. I got a question about Black Sunday too. But I want to. I mean, not Black Sunday. Temples of Boom.
Oh, Temples of Boom.
That's my personal. If I had like Guns had to pick one, that may be my favorite one.
People, you know, Cypress fans will always say that. They'll say 1 and 3. I mean, there's a Black Sunday fan base. It's totally
different. I can see it.
And then there's the Temple of Boom fan base that's fucking way different, because, you know, Temple of Boom was slightly darker than Black Sunday. Black Sunday was dark, but there was still some, you know, like some aggressive, fast, heavy songs. Whereas Temple of Boom was just kind of mid-range tempo,
man,
you know,
I
in the
love
cut, dark
that
shit.
Fucking album, Illusions, man. I played Boom video. Like, you don't understand, man. I used to run this shit. So like I'm trying not to like nerd out too much, but nah, bro. Listen, so having all that in mind, you know, hearing we're opening for Cypress, in my mind, I was like, dude, I grew up listening to this shit. I cannot embarrass myself in front of these motherfuckers. Like, I refuse to do a whack show and have to walk off stage and look y'all in the eye like.
And y'all won them.
Yeah, man.
Y'all won them night to night.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, so like you were listening to Cypress way back when, like Cypress was really hitting. And how was it in North Carolina? You know, the hip hop scene, like in the '90s.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up in Virginia, actually, Northern Virginia, and it was similar to North Carolina in that we listened to everything. So it was like you know, you had people coming down from New York, and we didn't have too many people coming from the West Coast, but I just gravitated to whatever moved me. And, you know, Cypress, it was just one of them things. It was different, but it was like, it was dope, but it was different, you know, from what I was accustomed to hearing. And I was like, yo, I don't know what this shit is, but it's crazy. Like,
yeah. For us, I think it was just the tone of Be Real's, like your tone was just so distinct, you know what I mean? And so just automatically, like the first time I heard Killer Man, you know, I was like, the video comes on, it's all kind of dirty looking. I'm like, all right. And so then you come in this, you know, in this Tramp. I mean, he rapping over Tramp. And that was the thing too, man, like just with Muggs on production, he would use samples that like had been used before, but y'all will hook them up in a way, like the way, like the way y'all used Down Here on the Ground versus the way Tribe used it. Like it's the same sample, but
just a little different.
Oh man, for Stoned Is the Way to Walk, dude. I played the fucking words out that record.
You know, Muggs was you know, big Bomb Squad fan, so he was trying to be like, you know, like if it doesn't sound as compelling as their shit, I don't want to fuck with it. Man. So his whole theme was just to, you know, keep like running different out of the box shit.
And you just mentioned Tribe. Like how influential was Tribe? I know that had a lot of
shit, man. Yeah, you can't.
I mean, they were coming out with smackers, bro. Like,
I think for me, like Tribe just represented. I could relate to Tribe.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things was coming out, and I thought it was dope, but it's like I can't relate to that story.
They were like the homies down the street.
The homies down the street. It's like I was like, yo, like I feel what they talking about. You know what I mean? And so for me, that played a big part on me, just musically, because I always felt like, because of groups like them, I felt I could be myself when it came time for me to make music. I didn't have to invent a persona. I didn't have to.
You could be you.
Else. I could be me.
Because you felt like they were being them.
I felt they were being authentically them.
Yeah, and I think that's why fans gravitated to y'all like that, is that y'all were being yourselves, and you know, just straight up your own stilo.
Yeah, no flashy lights.
No flashy lights. And, you know, like hip hop shit.
Yeah. We just always wanted, you know, I think just the thing that always drove us is like, you know, I never wanted to rap nothing that I couldn't live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, a lot of times if you create a character, if you have to become this thing,
you gotta be that.
You gotta be that
thing.
And so it's just like,
get caught up in that.
Yeah. So I'm like, who can I be better than me?
Right.
You know what I mean?
See, now listen, that's quotable right there. Y'all motherfuckers need to study that right there. Who could I be better than me? Right?
Thank you, brother.
Let me ask you something. Like, you know, in the 9 years you guys, you know, had off, like, what were you getting into? What was the type of shit you were doing?
I mean, different things for us, but I mean, we're still making music, still putting out records. And then the other big thing for me was I started a management company.
Ah, right.
So
you wanted to put other talent on and shit.
Other talent I believed in.
Yeah.
So got an artist, Luke. Congratulations, just got nominated for his first Grammy.
Hell yeah, congratulations, baby.
So Luke over at Dreamville, my guy Black Soul, and my guy T Smith. So just started getting behind them and helping them, and you know, hopefully they avoid a lot of the pitfalls that we fell into as we was coming up. And that's pretty much what I was doing. I mean, I was still making music, but really got into the music.
And I think that's important for an artist to pass on to a young artist, like, you know, give them the education, because there is no prep school for music, and especially not for hip hop music. You know, like, you got to show up for interviews, you got to show up for the fucking videos, you got to fucking know how to explain your songs.
It's the life outside of creating the music,
because the studio's the easy part.
That's the easy part.
Yeah,
it's hard as some
finish it. That's when the work starts.
That's when the real work starts. See, that's the shit. They ain't gonna tell you that. Like, a lot of artists might get signed and shit and be like, oh man, it's gonna be this and that off top.
So nice.
Promo tours getting paid nothing in the beginning just to, you know, promote your shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, when we were off, I mean, during the 9 years we weren't doing Little Brother, I was mainly working with my R&B group, The Foreign Exchange, because I'm a singer in that band. And so, big ups to my brother Nicolay, man. So I was working on doing that. I was just producing other artists. You know,
keep
we was
busy.
working with Zoe, my man Zoe, producing with him and co-writing songs. I was doing voiceover work for like commercials and TV and shit like that. I was working on VH1. I had a show I was doing called The Breaks. That took place in the 90s in New York.
Yeah,
And,
that's right.
Yeah, I wrote all the rhymes for that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I was doing that and kind of, helping write stuff. Man, I had a IFC show I'm still working on called Sherman Showcase, which is it's kind of like a sketch comedy. And I was doing skits for that and doing a bunch of music for that as well.
You were just creating a bunch of different
and still
lanes.
music. I mean, I was still doing music.
Because that's the first passion.
Yeah,
right.
But that was it. So,
and when was the point y'all decided that y'all wanted to like put it back together?
We did a show. It was just perfect storm of circumstances.
Festival, right?
Yeah, festival, Art of Cool Festival. Phonte got invited to replace Royce, who had missed his flight. Royce to find out.
Yeah.
And Phonte decided to make it a moment.
Hey.
After that, the thing was after that, I went over to Phonte house the next day for a barbecue before I drove back to my house, and we was just sitting there, and it was just unspoken. We was just looking yeah, man, I think
it's time.
How crazy was it when y'all popped up on stage together? Like, what was the feeling like?
Man, that shit was it was like traveling in time, back in time, but staying still at the same time. It was weird. I mean, it's just, because we hadn't performed together on stage for, again, probably about 9 years.
Yeah.
But the minute you step on stage, just like muscle memory happens.
Right.
And you just remember, everything just falls into place. Like, yep, he's going to hit his mark here. And, okay, when we do this song, when I say this word, he going to say this, and we do the thing. Like, it all
chemistry.
comes back. Yeah, it comes right back.
Y'all had the instant chemistry. Y'all didn't really have to work that hard to get it back.
We didn't talk about. All we decided was what songs we were doing, and then
Muscle memory.
We went up there and was hitting it just it was a few mistakes.
It was like y'all never stopped.
They didn't know, yeah.
But you know what? Even when you're on, you still make those little mistakes. No one will ever know.
They'll never know, but
y'all.
we know.
Yeah, it was just the excitement of the moment. People always ask me, going up to the stage was crazy. It was, in my mind, it was so much going on. But
1,000 things popping through your head.
As soon as that beat hit,
it was a wrap.
None of that other shit mattered no more.
And then you guys announced that you was getting back together, putting out an album, and the internet literally went crazy. This shit was trending everywhere, and I just want to say, as a fan, so many people said for years, little brother ain't gonna make another record. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen again.
We said
Stop
it.
asking.
Never say never.
We said it.
Yeah,
never say never.
Yeah,
Stop asking. Then when you guys announced it was just so beautiful. The culture really it was like a Band-Aid for the culture. I mean, that's how I feel as a fan.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
Honestly.
My man Rich Bartell, he would always tell me, because he would ask how I felt when people would ask about Little Brother, when y'all gonna make another album. And he used to always tell me, he said, man, he says 2 reasons why that's happening. He said, first, you can see, because y'all made an imprint on people's lives. He was like, the second reason, they not done with y'all yet. And until they done with y'all, y'all never gonna be able to escape it. So,
yeah, y'all put the bookmark in the book halfway through.
Exactly. Yeah, it's nah, we want to see how this story ends.
Yeah, we want to read the rest of the fucking book right here.
Yeah, man.
Well, tell us about the new album.
New record is called May the Lord Watch. We started work on it last year. This is around October 2018, and we finished it up. It was released August 20th, 2019, but we were working on it up until August 10th.
No, I'm excited. Listen, I'm excited to hear it. For many reasons. Obviously, y'all are back together, but you also have Black Milk.
Oh man, come
beats.
on, that's my brother, man.
Yeah, and I already know the fire that comes out of that lab right there.
Yeah, shout out to Black Milk, man. That's my man. Me and him, we had been waiting to get something together, get one in together for a long time, and that was the right thing. And when I went and met him, I actually came out here and met him in LA, and we was talking and shit, man, and he was we're just talking about just music in general. And so finally, after about an hour just talking about everything, he starts playing beats. He's like, you want to play some joints? I said, yeah. So we played one joint. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, play another one. Okay, this is dope, cool. He gets to the one we chose. I picture this. I think it was maybe the 4th PD played. And I was just like, okay, yeah, that's it. Huh. And he just looked, he was like, what you mean? I'm like, no, dude, like that's it. That's the one. Just give me that one. He's like, for real? I was like, yeah. He said, man, this is the easiest beat session I've ever been in my career. He was like, man, what the hell? I said, nah, we know what we were looking for. And so then,
especially at that point,
yeah.
And they emailed it to me because we was both out here, but I was in another meeting.
Yeah.
He emailed it to me. I listened to it with earbuds on, and I texted back, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Yeah, it was
Y'all knew automatically. And
Yeah.
then it just the momentum carried from there, right?
Yeah, so like Black Milk, he actually came in kind of later in the project. Knots, he was early on. Focus.
Knots didn't even know he was on the album till the album dropped.
So y'all was just doing tracks to see what would make it.
He
Yeah.
wasn't even telling a lot of people that we were even working on the album.
Oh, you were just collecting beats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah,
We didn't tell him
that's
what it was
cool
for.
because that way nobody could spill shit.
Right.
Nobody could spill shit, and
Nice.
nobody could, I didn't want anyone to.
Try to give you a certain sound.
Exactly. If they hear it's a Little Brother album,
Little brother.
and it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. I mean, because you don't want to be caught in a box. You want to do
Let's
some.
be honest. You want them to give you like some kind of Ninth Wonder-ish beat.
right? It's like, give me what,
Give
because
me you.
yeah,
Give me your best you.
yeah, and that's the thing I always tell producers when they ask, like, what kind of beats you looking for now? I'm just like, man, send me whatever best represents where you're at right now.
Right.
Like, so whatever you own.
Right.
If it's hip hop, if it's boom bap shit, if it's trap shit, whatever, send me what the best representation of where you are right now.
I believe that's the best way because sometimes when you get a producer and you ask them, hey, I want to get a couple of your beats, what they'll try to do is their best version of what you do. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's cool. But people have heard that shit already. I want to do
I came to you because I want something else.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
like, I'm not coming
exactly.
to you to get something. I'm coming to you to get you, not
Right.
for you to try to get me. Like,
Right.
It's a reason.
So yeah, Black Milk, Focus, big ups to him. He's incredible. That's my man.
You have any features on it?
No rap features.
Just y'all.
Yeah, it's just us.
Well,
man.
y'all don't need it.
Yeah, I mean, because
That's what we decided.
we was going through it, and I was like, man, I mean, if it's 2 verses or how many verses every song, we didn't even really hear a place for no guests. It didn't really work.
I mean, sometimes I think it gets a little bit overboard. I remember the time. I don't know if y'all remember this. And this was like maybe I'm gonna say 15 years ago.
Judgment Night.
No, not that.
Okay.
When the trend started of having a goddamn guest on every fucking song on the album.
Yeah.
There was artists with like 20 songs and they would have like 17 guest features and shit.
Yeah, man.
Make a compilation album.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Yeah, and
When
the
you
thing
think
about
about
it is like when you do that, I mean, that game now, I mean, everything kind of, it seeks its level. So now you can't really play that game anymore because everyone's done it. Yeah. And I tell artists all the time, like, dude, in terms of features, I mean, if Kendrick Lamar is your homie and y'all just in there kicking it and he decide to rap on your joint, just cool.
Yeah.
But spending all these racks for these features, they don't really move music no more. They don't create interest anymore.
And the other thing that you have to take into consideration is the fact that, like, let's just say you do one of those collabs and that's the single, right? Now you gotta do a video. Now you gotta try to lock down homie's schedule, and then when you go on tour, how do you
playing
work
his verse off the album?
Yeah, so it's like it's crazy when you do too many collabs. I could see some here and there, but like the majority of the album you should carry on your own.
Yeah, man. You absolutely. I mean, I look at it. It's like features used to be like steroids. It's like it was a thing that you would use to give you an advantage over someone else. But now everybody's using steroids.
And now everybody rates your feature like, you could have got somebody better than that.
Right.
Why'd you get him? How come you didn't get him over here? It's like, fucking, you can't please.
I tell artists, man, if you have to have interest in yourself, because if you're just rapper A and you go out and get a Drake feature or something like that, people don't care about you. They just care about Drake because he on the song.
Right.
So
some DJs will skip your fucking verse.
Absolutely. They're playing just on your joint.
Thank you, Serrano.
Yeah, thank you, Serrano.
Yeah, so you
just
man,
wipe my whole verse out.
Just build yourself, build your own base, get people interested in you, and go from there.
How's the tour been? How's the energy out there? How you guys feeling?
Good, man. I mean, we got to stretch and shit now.
Hell
After
yeah.
shows, before shows, but the energy been good, man. It's the thing that's shocked me is a lot of every show we'll be like, yo, how many of y'all this your first time seeing Lil Brother? 60 to 70% of the crowd makes noise.
That's good because it's passing down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People are
and it's just
passing
like,
down the.
yo, this many first timers is really coming out.
See, but that's what happens with great music. You know what I mean? It gets handed down from generation to generation. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a great fucking key to longevity right there. Is that when people are willing to pass your music down, they feel it's significant enough to like say, hey, listen, I know you listening to this shit over here, but since you listening to this over here, check this shit out right here.
Yeah, I mean, we've been shows where like, you know, several people like, yo, this is my son. This is his first show. It'll be father and son, or like families will come out. That shit is nuts.
That's impact right there. That's why motherfuckers are excited, like Nels and a lot of us, that you guys are fucking, you know, back at it.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
thank
man.
you for having us on this joint. Like, we have to do a part 2 where we just talk. It's just about I ask you.
Oh, well, you can ask
Cypress
whatever
nerd
you want.
questions.
You can ask me whatever you want.
No, man. Like I just everything. I just loved.
We do got this gift bag for y'all
Oh,
from Dr.
shit.
Green Thumbs. There's a bunch of flavors in there. Y'all can
Oh
split it
my
up.
God.
But, you know, because, I mean, you know, we're in Cali. You got to have some flavors. let me borrow the light real quick.
Oh yeah, you got
So
Word up, man. Speaking of which, you know, what kind of flavors do you like to fuck with? And do you do dabs or you just still fuck with flowers?
Man, my shit is mostly I do more edibles.
Oh, edible.
But I do I got my little pen, you know what I'm saying? I vape a little bit, but and that's my Skywalker OG. That's kind of
Skywalker OG.
Yeah, that's kind of the one.
I
Just
mean-
my late night, just kind of chill, you know, cool out. You know, that kind of gets me there.
How about you?
I don't even know flavors.
You don't even know
I'm an
flavors?
edible guy. Like I do
Okay.
edible. Started when we was working on our album.
Yeah.
Just multiple days and not really sleeping. Get an edible, sleep like a baby, and so you know, use it when I travel so I can really mellow out. It's for me, it helps me sleep. So.
Yeah, the edibles will fucking do that job for sure.
I remember it was another strain too. I really like. I ain't had it in a minute, but I was in Amsterdam. This is about a couple years ago. We went to a coffee shop, and I got us all some White Widow.
Yeah.
Oh my
Old school.
God. Woo.
Old school. The old school White Widow was good.
Man.
As you know, the years progressed and everybody says they got something that they don't have, you know, it got bastardized by, you know, people that said they had it but didn't, and you know, then it gets a bad reputation, right? So we haven't had White Widow in a long time, but the original was fucking really good.
Yeah, man, that was some good shit. But yeah, that's kind of what I be on. Just said I like the Skywalker OG.
Are you guys still out in Virginia and North Carolina?
Well, we both live in North Carolina.
We both in North Carolina.
He's in Raleigh. I'm in Charlotte. So.
Do you ever think that it'll get to a point where folks are open enough to put legalization in the legislation?
I think it's coming. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? It's coming. I definitely think it's coming.
It's you know it's taking a while. It's down there. It's the Bible Belt.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
but do you think they're lenient now, or do you think they're still really strict on it?
I mean, but it's still
they're seeing money talks.
They're seeing what happened.
Yeah, money talks.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. Like he said it right there. They're recognizing the money that's happening for states like Colorado, California, Nevada, and fucking the rest, and like Massachusetts.
Can't keep missing out on all that green,
Can't
man.
keep missing out, baby.
Yeah,
You know,
it's coming. It's inevitable. I mean,
it helps each state economy, right? Because it's a new inflow of capital, because it creates jobs, and it bolsters the economy for the fucking city and the state, man. And I think that a lot of other places like North Carolina are watching on the outside, you know, waiting for a time that they could actually, you know, get
really
the conservatives and the religious voters to get on board.
But it's coming, man. Yeah. So especially the thing with North Carolina, man, we get looked at is like a red state. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
kind of what we're portrayed as. It is very blue. It's a purple state, if anything. Like it's a lot of blue in North Carolina, man.
That's because the news, they always perpetuate what its
Right.
fucking state is, and really, unless you live there, you don't know, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's not like, I mean, you think, if you just from what you read, you think it's damn clans and damn crosses being burned and shit. But no, it's very, there are pockets of it of like rural where it's really kind of, you know, that's conservative. But it's a lot of liberals in North Carolina, man. And it's to the point now, I think, even though we're in the Bible Belt, I think there was a stigma around marijuana that is no longer there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
You know why I think too that it's that way, that people are more open, is because there's so much more information available that is no longer suppressed.
yeah.
You know, from the medicinal shit to the economical to, you know, all aspects of it. Where, you know, back in the day, you know, there was propaganda against marijuana, saying that it was a gateway drug, and, you know, now Joe Biden just bit into that.
Yo, and I
apple
think
right
he,
there.
remember, I
He
think he
fucked
killed this
up.
shit with
He
that.
fucked up
It's
with
over.
that.
It's
over
over.
for him.
It's a
He's
wrap,
done.
bro. Like you can't, because now you just really sound like just an old, angry, out of touch dude.
Yeah, sorry, Joe. You fucked up on
He
that
fucked
one.
all the
You
way up
should
with
have
that
asked
shit.
your kids about that.
Might as well stop spending money.
See, the
Stop right now.
politicians, you need to be speaking with your kids, all right? Before you make a fucking statement like that. Yeah, you know, but that still exists though, because he represents a small percentage of an older generation that is not educated in terms of cannabis and all the aspects of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see that. I mean, I think it's gonna be slow, but we're gonna see those attitudes change. I think with the medicinal use.
Right.
First.
Yeah,
I had it was a family member recently that was like going through, you know, like cancer, and the cannabis, that was rather than
Snapped
taking
him out of
pain
it,
meds, rather than like it was help with pain management. My buddy of mine, he had what's the blood, a lymphoma.
Yeah.
And it was same thing. It was just, you know, it helped with it helped, like if you do after your chemo, it helped with the recovery. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is hell on your body.
And that's
you know
what
I mean?
most people are saying these days, is that, you know, that shit has been pivotal in comparison to taking all these fucking pharmaceutical over-the-counter drugs that eventually deteriorate something else within your fucking within
to
your
make you have to go buy more drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Where cannabis just helps you absorb and helps you fucking heal, apparently, with the CBD and the THCA and all that shit, man. It's good to know though, like from cats like you that live in these places.
Yeah, bro.
That people have an assumption of that motherfuckers are open like that.
Nah, they really are open, man. It's nowhere near as you know, just draconian as people think.
Now you still got them pockets.
Oh
now.
yes, of course. Hey, listen, even here in California.
Oh, trust me, yeah.
We know that, you know what I'm saying? We know what that shit is, man. But it's great to see education being spread and understanding, living within people on that this is not an evil fucking drug like man. They used to fucking put the propaganda out against it as such.
Nah,
you know?
yeah, marijuana. I've never known marijuana to lead as a gateway to sleep.
So in your studio sessions, are they fucking smoky, or do y'all smoke after?
Nah, we clean. We work clean.
We
work clean. Yeah, we work clean.
So yeah, see, that's what I love too. You know what I mean? Like as a stoner, it's cool if motherfuckers smoke or not, you know. But I always like it when an artist comes and says, you know what? We didn't even fucking smoke to do that shit. Because a lot of people, you know, outside
use it as a crutch, man.
Use it as a crutch. And I think that's the worst thing you could fucking do. Oh, I need to smoke to be creative. Nah. Fuck that. If you're a creator, you should be creative with or without.
It's coming from within.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
I don't even think we did anything every day. It was just like after a couple days, and it'd be like, all right, after this session, we need to go and fire something up.
Right, because we needed to bring it down.
The greatest,
the de-stress.
The one time we smoked, and I'm glad we did, but it probably set a whole different tone to the album when we finished, and we had just took the pictures for the artwork. So Phonte had pictures up on the screen, and he had put the little parental advisory on it, and we played the album high.
Yeah.
Sounded great to you, huh?
A whole different appreciation. For that album.
Yeah.
Whole different appreciation.
So when this album comes out, y'all
it's
get
out
high
now.
as fuck. Oh,
It's out now.
Okay, so y'all get high as fuck. Go listen to that album.
May the Lord watch.
May the Lord watch.
Made a little watch.
That's right, man. Hey, I want to thank y'all for taking the time. I know you guys got to run
Man,
to do
thank
some
you.
more shit.
Thank you for having us,
It's
man.
been a great fucking Smokebox, and I know your fans are
They are
excited.
going to laugh like shit when they see this. I don't think they never seen us smoke on camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But nah, brother, just thank
Well,
you.
y'all
man.
did it like champs. I
Man,
gotta tell you.
Listen, and thank you, and listen, man. Again, just while I got you, I just gotta give you your flowers, man. Thank y'all, brothers, for the music.
Oh,
man.
thank
and
you,
thank
man.
y'all for the opportunity. For bringing us out on tour. That shit really, really sharpened us, and it, really made us even more professional in our approach. So,
Well, thank you very much.
For sure.
And y'all got to keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Give these motherfuckers what they want.
oh yeah, man.
Hell yeah,
and
man.
all love to Cypress. Big ups to Sin Dog and Muggs as well. You know
Word
what I'm
up,
saying?
man.
Everybody.
Another Smokebox. Leave comments. Subscribe to the channel. Fuck with Little Brother all day. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where they can find y'all.
Little Brother NC on Twitter. Little Brother _NC on Instagram. Rapper Big Pooh on Twitter and Instagram.
And Phonte on Twitter and Instagram as well.
Word up, man. Keep it blazing.
Got the heart of a lion, soul of a titan, mind of a genius, fly with the height. All your senses is senseless, resistant, relentless. It's what they call you when your grind is endless. Let's get this.
They say I'm psycho, I move weight like lipo. Got a big crib like Michael, out the window with a rifle. My wrist game on light show. I'm backstage with white hoes, I got pre-rolls.